Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you pass. All right, this is the Use Your Head episode. Ominiki won't be with us today. She wasn't using her head and forgot that we had a show today.
No, just kidding.
She's doing some things, some family things.
She has some things going on, some pre-planned things we wish her and the family well in peace. Not that they have any problems, they cool.
All right, so
take your time getting in.
Yeah,
new folks. You see you.
Welcome, Colette Morrow.
All right now. You know what I thought about too? I want to send a shout out to all of my friends, or not even friends, associates, people that know me, that watch the show, but they don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? They may be, do it. They may just check it out on the low. They don't want me to know they watching me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. You ain't got to tell me you watch. I'm just glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're getting, you know what I'm saying? That's all I care about. You ain't about, you know what I mean? You might think I feel, you know what I mean? My head be big, you know what I'm saying? You say, yeah, I watch you, you know what I'm saying? I know a couple of y'all can't say that because y'all think y'all, you know what I mean? So I know. It's all good, though. I appreciate you.
The folks that I know that's watching, y'all better say something. Because, I need that ego boost.
Take your time.
When you get older, I was with one of the students, Jamazo, some years ago. We had gone to this thing where they had for the youth. Well, it was a 3K race that Kalanji puts on, FGP movement puts on every year. Right? And so they had this thing for the youth with, the bubble guns and all this stuff. So there were some sisters greeting us. So sister said, you gonna be running today, Baba? And she puts her hand on my chest. I said, at that point I was 48. I said, you can't put your hand on the chest of 48-year-old man. I've been fell in love. Don't do that, So the ego's a mug, So the ego and they were doing that really to every brother that came. Brothers buying the bubble gun like a mug. Oh, sure, buy the bubble gun. They weren't trying to say how many bubble gun. They just being friendly. But I was like, you can't do that. Can't do that. If I was older, shoot, you follow them around. Although my son was 13, we did Black Tasicon. Well, Sophiacon became Black Tasicon. So me and Milton did this Black Speculative Fiction Convention, right? Huge, bunch of people were there, right? So I had a table, but I'm working the floor a lot. So I said, son, work the table for me. He's 13. And everybody there sold out, including my wife. She had so much stuff from her shop. Everybody sold out. It was a great day for everybody. I didn't sell not one book. The reason why, because I had our day there. But my student Wumi bought her daughter Z there, and Z was 23 at the time. And Ade is following her around like a sick puppy. I'm like, son, you don't have a chance with her. Yeah. She said I was cute. Yeah.
Let me say this. Ade, if you listening, you've been about it from day one, boy. You ain't no faking with it. You've been about it since day one. They come through. I sell a book. Well, at another event, there's a sister who has been on here before. Her daughter, I think was 20 at the time. I think it was 12 or whatever. And he was just like, so her mother said her mother makes food. She said, what's on your mind? Well, what's going on? He said, she's so beautiful. Right in front of her. And she said, well, you're not ready for her. You're not ready. What you got to offer? He said, I got many things. I got many things. I'm a hard worker. You selling candy. I got many things. I'm a hard worker and everything. I said, son, it'll be your time one day. Come on, man. Now, Eugene Mason is asking Barbara, when is the Warrior Class merch coming? Something that's been on my mind for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to you. It's coming.
Yeah, for sure. Because we got a couple of things. We want to do the Warrior Class t-shirt with the logo. We got to convince Amo soon to create our logo.
So,
And then and it's easy to get him to do the logo. I'll be like, well, I'll make a logo. It look terrible, and he go, redo it and do the thing anyway. So that's how I'm gonna have to do that. But we got the lamb T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
with me holding the lamb on my shoulder and the lamb on my arms because I'm the lamb.
If you would like to design that, we will use your design. You want to send in any designs for the lamb T-shirts? We would take your design. The winner, we get to we use your signature on the T-shirt. You get to put your signature on it.
We need to get an older sister, maybe your mom or something, to kick a big dude like in the groin and say, "I don't do karate. I'm in warrior class." And dude like, "Oh." So
something else to think about.
Yeah.
No, we gonna get back with you with the merch. We don't want to make no announcement, but it is coming. It is coming. These are things that we got in the works. So we appreciate you asking.
Not just T-shirts, mugs, and things like that.
Yes. So want to get into some not really news. Maybe that's what we would call it. Not really news. To tell you what I'm seeing in the news, but it's not really news. You know what I mean? One thing I'm seeing that everybody's talking about is the reparations going on in San Francisco, the reparation case issue, whatever going on. You hear about that, Bobby? You know what's going on with that? In San Francisco, let me see if I basically, was it 50 million or something? 5 million to each person.
And the preacher and
the preacher that head. So the preacher that's he was the head of it to get it going on. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even feel like looking this up. But everybody was hyped. We'll get reparations. We'll get reparations. The preacher was hyping them up. So basically, the city's like, okay, we thinking about giving everybody $5 million a piece. The NAACP came in and said, don't do it. And the preacher that headed it, he was like, you know what? I agree. We don't need to do it this way. It might be some irresponsible. So he didn't do it. Come to find out, they paid the NAACP, the same people, $500 million. I don't know when it was, before or afterwards, but they paid the NAACP already. So, and I don't know nobody in the NAACP personally. I'm just saying, my point is this: reparations feels a lot like it would be like justice. One thing I know about justice is it's something that's never going to be given to you. You can't be given justice. Justice is something that you have to take for yourself. I'm not telling you how to do that. I'm not telling you what that has to mean to you. I'm just saying that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So you can't expect justice from anybody that did you injustice. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. So I don't get too into those type of politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned about that type of stuff. That's not what we here for. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, to me, it was just a whole big dog and pony thing, if you ask me. If the outcome turns to the same thing that we've been doing, people got hyped for nothing. I'm not into all that. So that's it for me. As far as that. Any news for you, Bob? Nah. And again, share the broadcast. So we're going to get this show right here is going to be, one of those good shows. That's why I really want you. They all good, okay? But you know what I'm saying? One of those, if you want the technique, if you're in it for the technique to get something, this is what it is right here, because this is one of those.
We're going to deal with headbutt. The first thing is are headbutts effective? They certainly are. There's two things we have to answer. Are headbutts effective? They certainly are. For self-defense, self-protection, yes. They are, and mainly from a close range, and that's what you're concerned with in the first place. Okay. And we'll talk about range in a second. Second, do headbutts cause concussions? They certainly do, if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yes.
If you think a headbutt is crashing your head into somebody else's head, like forehead, you probably are going to end up with a concussion. Whatever damage you did to them, you're going to suffer it too. Okay. And the third question, are headbutts deadly? They can be, usually not. They're usually devastating though, right?
Devastating.
They have you stunned for a while, you work other stuff, right?
Is a knee deadly?
Right. Any of that can be deadly. Shoot, a thumb can be deadly, right? So when we're talking about that, it's just how the placement is and who the person placing it, their skill level. Now, as far as knockouts, there are more recorded knockouts from an elbow and from a fist than a headbutt. Why? Because most people don't know how to do a headbutt.
Right.
They may try or accidentally get in with a headbutt. Usually accidental headbutts are done the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen people try to do headbutts like this with just your head. That's not how you do a headbutt. That's not the proper way to do a headbutt. So the first thing is to work on the proper way. The proper way to do a headbutt is with the crest of your head, preferably the side here. The reason why you don't really want to do a headbutt here is because the head it cuts easily.
Thin skin right there.
And it bleeds, and that bleeds into your eye. Now you can't see, you can't defend yourself properly. Okay. So headbutt with the front of the head, if it happens, it happens, but you prefer to be about right towards like the front side of your head, not the absolute side of your head. That could be too, but the front side is about the best place. That's number one, crest of the head. Number two, you're striking with your entire body. Okay. So when you do that, you're not just doing your head like
see
that.
A lot of times drunk people headbutting people in videos.
It's with your whole body. Your whole body drives. You drive it with your hip and through your chest. Okay. That's how you do it. It can be up, it can be straight forward, or it can be down. Okay. But it's your whole body weight going into that. Don't lead with your head like that. It can get damaged.
Neck injury.
Right. So, and it's not going to have the power that it needs.
Mm-hmm.
But all that hitting with your body, that's a lot. Okay. So that's
from short
in
distance.
That. It's always a short distance.
That's how you generate. Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it like, right. We don't wind up. So
in nothing.
The reason why you don't wind up, right, in anything, but with a headbutt, he goes back to wind up. Now, this is assuming I'm an idiot. I don't ever want to assume that my opponent is an idiot.
A lot of martial arts do.
And they assume, and they'll say, this I could beat any thug on the street. That's what you're training for.
Exactly. You hear that a lot.
And you wasted your
when you get on the street time. With a thug. Any thug on the street's gonna come at you like
yes. If you're teaching somebody to deal with a thug on the street, that person, you're wasting their time. If you're learning from somebody that talks about, you can beat the thug on the street, anybody on the street,
they're gonna come like this.
Well, right. they're wasting your time. It's bullshit. Because if you're training for that, training for the expert, and now the fool on the street is easy, and they all gonna be on the street, by the way. So they say training for everybody on the street. They're not talking about training for the expert. They're talking about training for the old clown.
Right.
Now he winds back. Now, assuming that I'm not a clown, I ain't been trained by a clown, then I know if he moves, I got to move. Whether it's to the side, whatever it is. If he moves, I move. Okay, I'm just not standing there. I'm not a mannequin to get worked on. Okay. So he moves back.
I don't even know what he's gonna do, but just say even if I grab him and then did like this.
So he's here, and actually, when he leaned back like that, I had to stop myself. This is what I wanted to do. He went back. I wanted to just headbutt into his damn throat, right? But the person leaned back, whether they grabbing you or not. He leaned back. You can just push him back. He's going backward, or he leans back. You can give him that strike to the throat, right? So you don't have to worry about him headbutting. And in fact, if he does that, he goes back. You can just put your hands there.
I come right.
When you come forward, you come right into it. So don't ever lean back, wind up to do nothing. No punches, no kick. I don't know how you wind up do a kick.
You might be thinking a short wind up like that. That's just how you got to do it. You got to at least do that. If you go back, you got to at least go this far. That's All he got to do is just put his hand
Right.
like he said.
Don't go back at all. It's just a short. No. I was working security in this condo complex where I live. They allowed me to be able to live there in Phoenix for free. And as long as I secured the place. And I'm doing security. I'm working with this fool, this white dude, who automatically was intimidated because he had been there for years. But I give me more props because of my skills and because of my former military experience, right? This one, I just got out of the military. So he was trying to show off. First of all, this is a domestic situation. The woman wants the husband to leave. And I'm like, okay, just get your stuff, leave. He's like, you put your hand on a woman? He said, no, she put her hands on me. And instead of getting down to what it is, now I'm supposed to be being trained by him. So I'm just observing, listening. And instead of getting down to the bottom of it and just, come on, guy, you got to leave or whatever. And then whatever they want, however they want to decide to get back together, let the courts decide, that's on them. That's not on him. He's a security guard. Like my father always called a dough shaker, right? So he said, hurry and get your stuff, man. You put your hand on a woman, you're like, I'm going to whoop your ass. You're escalating this. And I said, hey, you're escalating this, man. Chill out. He said, let me handle this, rookie. I'm like, we ain't no motherfucking police, motherfucking rookie. This is security guys. So he's talking to the dude, say, what did you say? You whoop my ass. And this dude's like 6'7". Whoop my ass, what? And so the dude, I can't remember that fool's name, security guy. Otherwise, I would say it. He goes, well, the wind up, and I'm thinking to myself, here's the wind up. It's a headbutt. But the dude didn't know. And because he's so tall, he's overconfident. And he jumps up. This is ridiculous. He jumps up because he's about 5'9". He jumps up like a Shaolin monk or something and hits the dude with the headbutt.
Wow.
He hits him. I said, okay, he's been practicing that. But the dude just goes like, you mother, and grabs him by his uniform here and just, boom, then he headbutts him. He's out. See, you mother, boom. And I'm just standing there watching him just tell him, I'm gonna let him kill him. Boom! Boom! And slamming him on the ground. He gets down, he's slamming his head into the ground. I'm like, man, you're gonna kill that dude if you don't stop. He's
I'm not supposed to laugh at that. See, that's
and then he
I'm not laughing because he could have killed the dude.
He gets up and he's like, baby, I'm leaving. Can I come back in tomorrow? She said, yeah, baby, he ain't hurt you or nothing. But this is over goddamn. This is a domestic thing. And they could have easily been solved.
Hey, just leave, please.
And I said, all right, man, let me walk you out. He's still on the ground. And let me walk you out. So I'm walking him out. And he said, man, my wife threw the TV remote and hit me. He said, then I said, God damn it. I threw it and tried to hit her with it. I said, they tried to hit her, but he missed. And he hit this picture. I guess it was pressure to her web. So she called the security. She didn't call the police. She called security and said, I want him out of my house or whatever. So, moral of the story is, don't escalate shit and know what you're doing if you're going to do a headbutt.
Yeah. There's two morals there.
Like, you just pissed him off.
Right.
It hurt him. He's like, this
because getting hit with somebody's head is going to hurt. But
right, but you better know what you're doing.
Different from devastating.
Right.
That's the difference. It wasn't devastating.
Well, it was for him.
Yeah, that headbutt was devastating.
I mean, he just, whoa. I said, that's nice. And I'm thinking, my mind, I'm just judging how they fight. Nice. Really wasn't a fight. It was a massacre. And then he just, headbutt him like 3 times and just slammed him into the ground with words. I'm like, you going to kill him? And, they killed him. I'd have watched him. I'm out. Hey, man, the husband just killed the guy. Y'all handle that. And I left, went to the office.
The reason this is a good one is because a headbutt is one of those things that is, everybody got a head. Everybody can use it. Most people, if you don't got a head,
you're not alive.
Yeah, so everybody got one. You can use that. It's one of those things that people not gonna, wouldn't expect. it's close quarters, which if you getting into it most of the time, that's where you're going to be close up. You know what I'm saying? And so you can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things you can do. So that's why this is a really good one. So make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're liking. Please like, please share. Thank you very much.
I had a buddy who had a crazy headbutt. Rest in power, M. I say. All right, so.
Okay. Chicken, see what we got up there. Let's go.
So with the headbutt, you want to make sure you're using your whole body. You want to be in a clenched position if possible. So just standing here, that's the one thing the guy did. His name is Dave, Danny, something like that. He went from a free movement and leaping.
Right.
He hit the dude. That wasn't.
That's why I automatically had to at least grab you, because what we do is it was hard for me to just imagine the head.
And the brother grabbed him.
Naturally.
And boom. And that was a brother who he had done that to.
Right.
And that's partially probably why I let him just maul him. I can't bullshit you. So and it was unjust what he did. You know what I mean?
That's the main
reason. If it had been a white dude who was whooping his ass like that, I'd have let it happen because damn.
He was wrong.
Right, he was wrong. And not just wrong, but got physical. Right. When he didn't have to even go physical. Because the dude said, what'd you say about whooping my ass? It was going to get there because he said he was going to do that. And he was, I'm sure he was scared looking at that 6'7" dude. So he said, screw it. I'm going to hit him with my devastating headbutt. That leap, and it didn't work. So you got to clinch. Now, I teach my students, he grabs me. No, you can grab him by my arm just so they can see. He's grabbing me. I'm also grabbing him. I'm not grabbing him, but I'm touching him. He's touching me. I'm touching him. So I can move him forward. Okay. So he grabs you. Now, I won't say move him, like you ice cold card or something, move him. He grabbed you like that. But when he grabs you, now you can move forward. Or you grab him, depending on, if you're initiating that. So when he grabs you, you're close. No doubt about it. He'll grab you, straighten your arms out. Like this. That would be ridiculous. Right. If he does that, now he's one of those clowns you learned about, right? So he grabs you. He said, hey. Right? Mm. So this is one of the easiest ways to stop a headbutt. So grab me. You just put that's a cross space, right? Headbutt me. I mean, headbutt the shit out of me if I can't stop you. Yeah, see? Mm. So that just goes there, just there. If you don't have the strength to put in, because people like to talk about what they can't do. My arm is too weak to do it. Wham. Right? Strengthen the mud, or just lay your hand right here. Now headbutt me. Do it. Oh, let me get a little closer. Hit it. Oh. So all you gotta do is lay your hand there. You don't get the headbutt. So if somebody grabs you here, and his hands are occupied. So one or two things that happen. He's gonna either headbutt you or he's gonna knee you. Okay. That you're close and his hands are occupied. I mean, if he may grab and try to throw some punches and stuff. He's got some level of skill then. You can put that hand across there too. Hey man, what's going on? What are you doing?
No, fuck that.
What are you doing? Because now he ain't doing nothing. He's gonna let me go so he can try to wind up and throw or move off and throw if he got skills or whatever. But here, I'm just laying this here, by the way.
He can control me with this right here, really just kind of to stop my knee from going too far if you want to.
And the arms too. So I can now start pushing him back if I want to. Mm-hmm. Like I said, so this stops the headbutt. Just so you know. Okay. If he grabs me in a collar tie and getting ready to headbutt me. This is a nasty headbutt. This is a skilled dude. He gets ready to headbutt me, right?
I'm gonna do it.
So he grabs here. You now come across this. Not this side. Okay, because he'll move his feet around. He'll hit. So I do this side. Just bring that foot forward. Bring your right foot forward. See, now I can get headbutted now. Yeah, that's gonna collapse it. So you bring this over. Under ain't gonna really work unless you got a really long arm. Bring it over and you go here.
So I just felt that opening.
He got me right here. I'm here.
Now I'm in trouble.
And so I keep that there. Even the person doesn't know, at least they don't get headbutted.
Now he's still facing me, but I'm not facing him.
And there's power in that. We won't talk about why. We won't talk about purely why, but you can understand. He's looking that way. I'm here. Okay. And so now at that point, you base out, right? And then you give it to him. So his head's bent right there. I just push that head. Now this hand comes up right there. He can't headbutt me because this hand's there. And now I turn, get that off, and now I can drive my head into him.
And he's still free. He's still got both hands, feet free. He's free to move, pull, whatever you want to do. And I just got cracked.
And the way I got out of this was just this arm comes across this elbow. I'm out. So I bring this down here. Now I could keep this here if I want to. If I'm still scared of him headbutting, I can put this hand here and lock his elbow out. So
I'm very uncomfortable. You see how?
And now I just look in the same direction where his fingers are pointing. I'm out. Okay. Now I pull him into the headbutt. Boom.
Devastating.
Now we were in class one day, and this was a few months ago. And I don't know why Belay pulled me. Do you remember that? When I headbutted you?
I do not.
We were in class.
Oh.
And I don't know why you pulled me. He pulled me for some reason. It wasn't on purpose. It was just instinct. I stopped, right? He was like, oh, I said, hey. I stopped myself while I fully went through. I said, what the hell? I don't know why he. I don't know why you.
No, it was a thing. You did everybody else a tap, and we were supposed to react. But for me, you didn't do the tap. You did the headbutt to catch me off guard or something like that. It was something like that, I think.
Oh, maybe. But I know you had grabbed my wrist.
Yeah, I did. It was one of these things. I grabbed you, you know what I'm saying? And you caught me like that so off guard. I was supposed to react. Yeah. I was supposed to still
now, the only headbutt I've ever caught.
He caught me too.
And that's training. I'm training with a friend of mine, and he's 5'6". He's 5'6". Wolverine's 5'3", by the way, if you want to know the height of Wolverine. He's 5'3" and weighs, I think, 500 pounds. Jeez. Well, his name's Phil Glapion. Phil Glapion is 5'6". He weighs about 245 at 5'6" of muscle. He's huge, but short. And so we would spar all the time, right? And he could throw. But
I'm sure literally too with that.
But he did Wing Chun. Ooh. That's the only Wing Chun practitioner I have full respect for. It's like I respect someone, but him, oh my God. So we're training. I got him. I'm always grabbing mugs, getting ready to throw. But when I grabbed him, he did something and did one of those traps in my hands, and he knows I'm gonna come out soon. But as I'm coming out, he kind of opened me up like this, and mind you, he's short, and he goes, oh! I said, oh shit! He caught me on that heavy body, right in that head. But I said, okay, I'm like, you got me good with that one. Like if you had been a little lower, it'd been my solar plexus. You're taking all my wind out, right? So the headbutt, and I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at what I do. And he caught me with that headbutt, and it was quick, so it's not slow.
Right.
It's not. Now if he had wind it up, I'd have known what he was doing. I'd have taken him off his feet, right? But it was just like that. I said, damn.
That's what it is.
And so it's quick. It's full body. It's quick. It's done from the clinch. And once you got that and it's done with the crest of your head, now the rest becomes easy. So we'll learn it from doing straight, and a hook. Hold on 1 second.
So remember the first keys to that.
I give him a little bit more on it, but
make sure I'm in our chat here.
Okay. All right. So I not want to go in these simple steps because some people just doing this not. So you know to do it with the crest of your head. Mm-hmm. Okay. You know it's from short distance, but the first, so you can get the positioning of how to throw it. First.
You need to see my directions on how to throw it.
Oh, I know how to. First, tuck your chin. Tuck your chin. So everybody's watching, tuck your chin. Now move. You see, normally your chin's right here is in line with your navel, right? Your center line. Move that bad boy slightly off center, either direction, right? So it's slightly off center. So I want to be slightly off. Okay. Chin tuck, slightly off. Got me? And now you get a good body position, good stance.
Our fighting stance allows us to naturally have that slightly tilted head and ready for it.
Now you just push. So if you raise your back heel, you kind of push your body forward with that. Push forward. You can take one step and then push forward. Okay. So let's work that. Take one step, push. One step, push. Okay. I would say bring your hands in close because you want to pull them in, right? One step, push. Pull your hands in. Push, right. That's exactly what you're doing. So don't, from here, don't have your head just straight because now you're hitting here with this. Turn it off a little bit. Yeah. So now you get the crest of my head. Right? The side crest of my head. So if it bleeds, if I hit him and it cuts the skin, it bleeds down here, not down into my eyes. Okay? You're aiming at their nose, their throat, their solar plexus, depending on the height, not their forehead. I would say not their cheek.
Remember that principle in general. It's the opposite of what you grew up thinking. Bust them upside the head. Try to erase that whole principle. With my hands, I don't want to hit nobody upside the head. I want it soft.
There's a video of a little boy, two babies. One baby takes his toy from the other one. And the other baby gets mad.
You said everybody's seen that too. He's staring like that.
And he punches the boy in the head.
Wow.
And you see his shit collapse.
Yep.
Yeah. I said, yeah, that's what your little ass deserves.
Exactly.
You're gonna punch and hit him in the head, jacked himself. Now he'd have been 2 inches lower. He'd hit him in his eye or jaw. It'd have been bad. Right. And that little boy didn't deserve to get it.
There you go.
And he punched, the little boy kept playing with his toy. He didn't even notice that. That's how hard the head is. Yeah, this is the hardest. This is the hardest surface on your body.
Knuckle, we call it knuckle.
It's the big knuckle. Okay. So these are knuckles. Any rounded surface is a knuckle. These are knuckles. Your butt is a knuckle. If you're black, maybe a few white folks have been working at it, but if you're black, if you're Asian, I was tripping. But so anybody and whatever it is, even if you have an ample butt, you can use your butt to damage. Okay, so that's a knuckle. Your knees are knuckles. Your heels are knuckles. Okay, your ankles were some arts. They kick with their ankle. I ain't doing that. Those are knuckles. Yeah. So this is called the big knuckle.
Okay? And one thing you don't want to really do is meet a knuckle with a knuckle.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Like I said, especially the big knuckle meeting any knuckle, your fist usually not going to cause it can, but it usually doesn't cause a concussion. The elbow can cause a concussion if you try to meet elbow with your head.
You don't want to get
and the forehead can certainly cause a concussion. Both of y'all just got concussion.
Knee to the head.
I went to a rank promotion for another school. And these Wintown people too. Two little black boys. I think they were twins. They were brothers for sure. And they were really close in height. I think they were twins. And they doing the little spot thing they do. You know, this here. You know, they be doing in Wintown. They be doing the patty cake.
They don't be doing the patty cake.
So they were doing the patty cake thing, and then one grabbed the other one. And then he went back, and the other one went back. And I said, "Oh no!" And I'm laughing before they even contacted, and they both said, "Yay!" And all they nice tests, it turned into them just crying, and both of them had doohickeys on their head.
I want to send a shout out to Sifu Andy Young. So Asian dude. He was a Jeet Kune Do teacher, But I'm gonna send him a shout out because the first day of school, I left his class and I said, "Man, this is incredible," you know. And he was like, "Man, it all came from you." And I didn't know what he was talking about. That's why I'm giving him a shout out because he was like, "Yo, it all came from you," and I didn't get what he was talking about.
Asian?
Yeah. And I sparred him a little bit, like he would, you know, and I sparred him a little bit the first day, and he caught me with his hip. He was just moving to what I threw punches. He just moved, and then he just hit me with his hip like that. And he about 300-pound, big fat dude.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he's a big fat dude, but I couldn't hit him. He just moved like this, and this thing, whoop, knocked me across the room. Of course, I didn't know anything with wrestling at the time. But he said at the end of class, I said, "Man, that was fantastic, man. Everything this class about." He said, "All come from you." He didn't say Bruce Lee. I'm in Jeet Kune Do class. He didn't say it came from Bruce Lee. He said it all came from you.
He probably had my book in his office. Now,
see what I'm saying? I ain't know. So anyway, that's made me think of it when you said we could use this right here.
And peace everybody out there. Now, yes, the Headbutt I Manifesto is devastating as long as it's done right.
Yes.
So tuck that chin slightly offline, slightly, so don't have it all the way over here, but just slightly off, okay? So you can still see your opponent. From here, we'll work first. He grabs me here. When he grabs me here, I just open my hands up, grab him, pull. So you just pull, come in, hit, headbutt. You work that first.
Nasty boy. Woo.
Once again, he grabbed me. I circle out because I was coming forward anyway. I hit him. Boom.
You got to go with the hard part of the head that time.
So most of the time you won't hit, but as long as it's in this crest, you good. Okay.
You know you've been getting hit back there your whole life.
He pulled me forward.
Right.
So I just had to go where it was. Boom. Right. Don't try to, let me turn my head a little bit like this. Just go with where he's taking you. Boom. Hit him with it, okay? Whole body into that. Now, if he's talking mess to me, got his fingers so I'm trying to, and I can pull him into that, okay? Bring my whole body as I'm pulling him, boom, up into him, okay?
And he had trapped my hands, whether you know it or not. I was like this. He had trapped me, so he like
as I'm going here, there I go, right there. I'm not letting that go. And if he pulls away, I may grab here and bring him back again. Boom.
Oh, okay. Can you imagine what happened? It's over for me. And he ain't even started.
Right.
How long should the fight last, though? An encounter, not a fight.
Right. The encounter, it shouldn't be long either, but the fight, no longer than 30 seconds. If you're going past that, you can get winded. Trust me. Baba was his.
You rambling if you go past.
He's out there. He's out the Jeet Kune Do secret master. Now, he's throwing punches. Okay, so you can cover. We worked on the covers, right? Cover, and then I can spread him out and pull him. Boom. Or you can knock it out the way. Boom, boom, and just step right in. Now this is kind of free movement. I'm not pulling them. But I'm moving in. I'm moving in anyway, and then boom, give it to him. Okay. I prefer getting low as I come in and coming up into them. Boom, that way. You may prefer just coming boom straight in, or down. Now let's say he throws the 2 punches, and I'm knocking them off. Bang, bang, boom. I hit him here. I pushed his head down here. After I push his head down, he's going to try to do what? Come up. Mm-hmm. As he's trying to come up, boom, I come. Ooh, so I had his hand here. I didn't see that one. I move my hand out the way, boom, and give it to him, right? That's behind his ear.
I ain't thinking that one.
Right there behind his ear as he's coming up, boom, right? You can give it. So that's another place you can go behind his ear. Just don't hit the head part.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Another thing you can do is if we're here, we're in collar and elbow. I got him, whatever. So the first thing is to turn him. I'm pushing his head towards his arm, and I'm stepping this foot towards him to turn him. So now he's there. This hand comes here. And now he's open for elbows, he's open for all kinds of stuff. But right there, I can move this head out the way, and once again, boom, give him that headbutt right to his ear. Okay, I can give him the headbutt there. A lot of times you want them to try to stand up. Me, most of the time, I'm gonna hit with an elbow or a hammer fist. He tries to stand up. Boom! He runs into that. Then I grab his head, and now here.
Nothing like counter pressure.
So now, after I hit him there, he's stunned from the strike to the back of his neck, and now I pull him into. Come around here. I pull him into headbutt. Once again, I like the ear, but you know you can do at his chin now. Because that coming down is way more devastating. You're not going to hurt your head. You're going to break this, though. Okay? Or you can look this way. It's up to you. Boom. That way. Boom. Okay? That's up to you.
And it could depend on what the
as long
situation
as you ain't hitting
you're
his forehead. Yeah, it could be another situation. As long as you ain't hitting his forehead. Okay? You should be fine along this line. Especially if you're coming down on him. If he's standing straight up, I may not want to try to hit his jaw because he lowers his head. I hit his forehead and I'm hurt. If I got control of his head, why not? Baby. Boom, turn that and you got him wherever you want him. Now, boom, right? Just remember, don't go with the front of your head. Boom, with the side of it, and drop your weight into that. Boom, as you pull him in. Boom, there. Okay. A big thing that's being done now. I've seen several videos this happening. They grab the person and they headbutt. So watch out for that. They put their arm around you.
Yeah.
This is how we stop. He puts his arm around you.
Talk about that all the time.
He puts his arm around, and women put the arm around your shoulder or your waist. Your hand comes over, and it's called a mask. We call it the mask because it looks like a mask in space. But you can put your finger underneath. As long as there's a finger on his nose. And then come back some so you can see. Then I push back. Keep your elbow pressed to his back. Don't have your elbow up. It's going to be too much weight. Have your elbow down. You just push down. That gets you out of that. He goes down about as long as I try to push it. And that wasn't like a hard push.
Nah, I had to go.
I've had people, come in when I'm talking about African martial arts. I call people from the audience. And I get them with that every time.
Yeah, that's hard.
And they try to stop big dudes. And I'd be like this. I'd be like, look, he don't even know me. He's laying on me. Laying on, being all friendly. He can't stop that. He's trying to say, oh!
That's painful. You can't do it.
So he goes around. Don't try to punch him here. And then he headbutts. And that ends all that punching. So this here is very dangerous. Not just, hey, girl, this is my buddy. Well, hey man, let me talk to you. Let me holler at you.
And you see this a lot. You see that in that big bro type of thing, in that situation. Like I'm in urban areas where if I see somebody own some money or they trying to do something in public, be like, yo, let me holler at you, bro.
Right, exactly.
That happens all the time.
And so don't allow that. So
you owe me money. I'm coming up just like this. Like, what's up, bro?
You say, hey, bro, how you feeling? You got a little smile on your nose.
Better do me like that. Don't come for mine.
And once you do that, let's say you do that and you don't put counter pressure on his back. I put counter pressure on his back. I make him flip around to his head. But
Lord have mercy. Say
I do this and he kind of twists from the pain. Well,
I gave him.
Boom! Go ahead and tear that ass up.
He waited till I turned.
Right. You say boom. Or he's here. You could headbutt to his kidney if you want to.
You give him.
Boom! You headbutt to his kidney and then just keep working.
In class, we say you give him your back.
You become an ancestor.
Yes, you do.
And you know to become an ancestor, you got to leave this earthly plane. So
do that.
Make sure. Chin tuck, off the line. Drive with your foot. Drive with your hips. Drive with your chest. Okay. Drive into them.
Okay. I really love this one because next to this right here, that's the ultimate right there. Next to that, this is simple offense.
And they go
defense.
together for the African. Elbows, headbutts, and knees.
Yeah, that's a bread.
Those are the when you're in close, and it allows you. If I'm throwing elbows, so, you got a training knife.
I got the retreat. Okay. Get a better effect. Let's use some shiny stuff.
So if I have a tool,
I want to see about that too.
If I had to pull a tool, I can elbow, right? I can knee, of course, but I can also headbutt. It ain't stopping done. I can have my tools. I can have this around his neck with that collar tie here, and this I'm moving with my hand, not with just because it's the hook that's moving. It's not your actual fingers, right? So my hand can be like this, and I'm moving him there. I'm there, and he catches that headbutt. Okay, I catch the headbutt, I cut down, cut up.
Now,
okay.
You may be asking, well, if he have a knife, why would he not use the knife right at first or whatever? Situation, you never know.
And okay, he's messing with me. I said, man, get up off me. The first thing, he's gonna grab that knife. He's intimidated. Boom! Hit him. Boom. He gets to catch that headbutt, cut him across, stick him. You can't see it. I'm sticking him in his kidney, and then headbutt, boom. And I can do whatever I'm gonna do. Okay. Or stick it in, right? Or stick it in, right? Stick it into his neck. Headbutt. I'm sticking him in the neck. It's on that side, so when I pull out, it's leaking on that side. I just hold him there. You okay, sir? Sir. Put my knife up. You okay? Trying to get this man some help. Let him leak on out. Okay.
That's not funny. I like that self-defense tactic, except I would finish it off with a blade. I keep handily close by. My attacking will have no chance. We didn't even see that. Ain't that funny, Norman Henderson?
My attacking will have no chance of retaliation. Well, there's always a chance of retaliation now.
Yeah, you didn't.
So I go here, and he grabs, and then I pull, but he's trained because this is what I would do. I'm telling you right now, so you know the trained and the untrained. Untrained ain't gonna do this. I go, so he grabs my jab. Well, let's say he's the train. I grab his wrist. He know I'm about to come out, try to cut, right? But I'm pulling. So now you know I'm pulling. A headbutt might be coming. He just cross faces. Cross faces.
Oh.
I don't have that. So now there's a conversation. What's my retaliation now? I don't have the headbutt, so I risk escape, and now he's cut on that side there. So as I risk escape, when I pull that to my body, you know he's about to risk escape. So now he just lets his hand flow out that way. If he lets it flow out that way where I got it, I get cut. Yep. But if not, I pull out, he's letting his hand flow that way. He blocks me out. This is still here. And he can headbutt now. Right. He just collapsed that and headbutt. But if you know, we both trying that.
No, we like this.
Now, I'm winning because I still have a knife in my hand, but that was a lot that I had to get to.
This Bible fighting Bible with it.
So, you can't headbutt. And now I know from here, he figured, well, how's he going to get past my arm? Drop my elbow, stick it. So that's how. And what I just did there, just so you know, it wasn't just because I was moving faster. I dropped my elbow. Now you see the knife here? And then I stick them. That takes work, though.
Right. You
slow the person down, and maybe you can do something. Push me away or whatever it is, and then run. Because if I got a knife and you don't have one, you already have screwed up. If you're in our class, you better have a tool. Maybe not a knife. You better have some tool.
And the key to what Norman Henderson is talking about is not just having that tool. You have to train that. Yes. You have to train pulling it out in situations. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean go out in the street and create one. I mean by training, you're going to have to pull it out while somebody coming at you.
So when you're fighting, go here. Don't do that shit. You'll see me changing the direction of the blade. That's because I've trained with that. Do not try to do that. Keep that shit simple and hold it here.
In our class, if you drop any tool,
80 push-ups. Well, yeah, 80 push-ups.
80 push-ups.
Now, if you got two tools in your hand, that's 160 because it's 80 per tool.
I just want to say I've been in class for a long time. I've never Am I the only student, Bobby? Am I the only student? I don't like talking about this on camera. Real quick. Your boy ain't never dropped his tool ever. I'm crazy. And I'm left-handed. Remember that. And I use my tool right-handed most of the time and never drop it.
Lefties don't drop their tools.
I use my tool right-handed too most of the time and never drop the tool, Bobby. Can I get an award? I'm sorry. It's too much on me.
Lefties never drop their tool.
That is true. The left-handed people in our class don't really drop their tool like that.
I think because you all have to concentrate on using your hand.
You said that before, and that's true. We have to be more conscious of what we're doing. All right, cool. So left-handed people out there.
I've dropped my tool once in the past 30 years, and it was because of Kalanji. It wasn't a knife, it was a stick.
Wait a minute, was that there?
Yes, at the SKG thing. and so I'm working with him, messing with him, and I'm messing with him, so I'm just really underestimating him, right. And when I go around, knock his stick out of his hand, I go to hit him in his leg, he go whoop, he chops, and his shit go bloop. I was so concerned and upset that I dropped my tool. I didn't care what he was doing next. I said, oh shit, he does something. I knocked that shit out of the way, go get my tool, like, damn. I ain't tell nobody. I'm like, 30 years I ain't dropped this goddamn.
And that still don't count. It's in class rules. Class rules, you got to drop it. If somebody disarmed you.
Yeah, somebody disarms you, you don't have to drop, you don't have to do push-ups.
Right.
In class, because that can happen to you.
Right.
And that's why you carry more than one tool too. But if you just
felt bad about it.
Yeah, I felt bad about it. But if you just out doing this, flippy, all that shit, and that shit flies your hand, go ahead and knock that out. Right now, by doing that and that fell out my hand, I go ahead and knock them push-ups out. That's the way we trained, one, to hold the tool correctly and to retain it.
Attack me with the blade and it will end with their own blade in their neck. I practice closed fist striking with devastating accuracy while going for my blade. I heard y'all. All right. That's what's up.
Goddamn.
I ain't mad at you, Norman. It's how it is.
I ain't mad at you, Norman. Go ahead, throw down, Norman.
Get him.
Goddamn, Norman Henderson. Them folks with them last name Henderson be able to throw some. They can fight.
I heard about it.
Hendo from UFC.
Yeah, you messing with
it's another black dude. His last name's Henderson. Might be him. He can throw down.
Hey, we believe you, man.
Hey, bro.
That's the mentality you should have, man. So that's what's up.
We love you to come to class and work with us a little bit.
All right. What we at? Defending the headbutt now. That's what we're gonna go to. We call it time. We going to defend the headbutt. Oh, we did that.
No, we already did that, man.
Okay, dang. Sorry about you. Had a schedule.
Headbutt is so simple. Any questions? Any questions?
And we teasing you. No, of course you know that, man. We appreciate your input. Stop it, man.
I'm just looking at you. You well worded today and everything. All right. So, any questions?
Hey, man. Any shows? We get good input from y'all about shows to do. We had a real good show. I think you was using a cane. Is that the one that was
It was one where somebody said about using cane, so we did it.
Yeah, so we had a good show off of that. So, any ideas that you guys have, things that might be on your mind? I know some Henderson from Hood.
I'm telling you.
I'm not bullshit.
That's true. Every Henderson that I've known.
I know a girl named Tanya Henderson that don't play.
They can throw
I'm not joking. Yeah, it's real talk. Real talk. Salute to the Hendersons.
Right. And y'all must all be related.
It's
in the damn y'all can all throw. Right. It's in their blood. Whoever that ancestor Henderson was must have been a bad cat.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the woman I know named Tanya Henderson. Even when you see her face in her Facebook page, she ain't smiling. And her picture, she ain't smiling. I'm not joking. I will show Mama when it's over. She's not smiling. Nobody ever messed with her. She just got it's a demeanor. So shout out to y'all.
Hey, yeah. We may do a show on Hendersons. Different Henderson fighters and different stuff. I'm guaranteeing you I can find probably 10 of them that were champions.
All through the different kickboxers. Yeah. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? It'd be funny if they all look kind of alike. Right. Figure some shit out.
He jump on, that's my uncle. That's my cousin. Like, damn.
That'd be crazy.
So,
hey, man. We appreciate y'all, man, and thank you. You should look out for when we come to you too, man, because we will have it soon. We'll be coming to you with the merch, just like old boy said. So we appreciate y'all, man.
Now, with the headbutt from you have a chair.
Not a wheelchair. We can use one.
Yeah. It don't have to be a wheelchair.
I said we can use the stool.
Now,
I'm sure they know about the ground because everybody see it on UFC.
So headbutting from the ground. I mean, that's a non-starter right there. That one becomes simple. But I'm in this chair now. You say, well, people don't. Yes, they do. My oldest daughter was 20. My wife and my ex-wife, they have the same birthday, December 15th. My oldest daughter was in town. She was 20. So we're going out to a club to celebrate their birthdays. I hate clubs, to be honest with you. But I'll go if people are going and they do some kind of celebration or whatever. So we go to celebrate them both. My wife, my ex-wife. And
it's crazy.
I convinced the bouncers to let my daughter in because I was talking to them about martial arts and everything. And so they said, oh, they have respect. So they let her come in at 20. So I'm enjoying, my oldest, my first time out with my oldest in that kind of capacity. And she's on the dance floor. And here comes my ex-wife holding her hand and holding this big giant dude's hand. And she comes over. I said, what's going on? I'm like, this is going to be some shit. She said, he was trying to dance with Kamiko. Now, her name is Yoyin. Kamiko is her government, just so you know, but her African name is Arshun Yoyin. So he's trying to dance with Kamiko. And my ex-wife had a little bit. So I said, oh, okay, all right. She said, he was trying to dance with Kamiko. I said, well, we're in the club, and Kamiko's a pretty young woman, so
she wanted to see
that makes sense. I know what it was. She said, he was trying to dance. So I said, it's okay. So she leaves. Her and Yoyin leave, right? So that I wasn't going, you ain't going to see me throw, you see me throw down in your life. You don't need to see me throw down tonight. Right. But this fool, he said, well, what you put me on like you going to do something?
No, wait a minute. So
now with him, I didn't have to headbutt because I couldn't. I just said, like that. You know doggone well how sisters to do you like that to let him know, boy, I put my hands on you. I put my hands on you now. I'll put my hands on you and tear your ass. You know how it is, man. They want to see somebody throw that, especially when he got hands, man. He said, yeah, I know how it is. His ass left.
Yeah, he landed heavy too, just so you know. I mean,
right. So he left. Because he knew, man, this dude just,
yeah, he's touching me.
So when if you really touch me, you're going to hit me. I was going to tear this. So the first thing I was going to do was headbutt him. So from here, he's up on me like that. That was his first thing like that.
Hey, bro, I got down. Boom!
Right there, you okay?
Yeah, no, it would have
been perfect. Slam it right into there, boom, and then come off, right? Oh, as I'm standing up, come off, scoop, and take him by his legs, right? Now,
land on my head on the ground somewhere.
The chair we were sitting in, it was a stool. It's connected to the floor, so you can even really get your shit off. You ain't got to worry about the balance of that. Now, if it's not connected to the floor, I would say get out the seat first. You don't want to be headbutting them, fall, the seat flying and shit. Right.
But use that low center for your advantage.
Right. So as you get off, if it's a seat that's not connected, you get off. Don't stand right up. That's ego. Trying to stand as tall. You may be taller than you. It's right here.
Yeah.
That's where you. And as you stand, you're in it. You're in it. He was aggressing you. She was aggressing you. Hope you sisters, because if a sister aggressed me and I'm sitting down, I'm like, go ahead on. Right. Go ahead on. And then she may get picked. Because I had a sister who said she was a professional boxer. We're coming out of a comedy club. I would go to a comedy club, and the dude on me who was supposed to be the elder of the group sets it off. So because she was she was throwing that, right? He said, "Oh, you box?" She said, "Yeah, I'm up for something, state championship or something, Golden Glove. It's amateur, man. Yeah, I don't care if it's professional, but it's." And so he says, "Oh, you probably couldn't take somebody like him, though." Because she said something like, "I fight dudes too," or something. You probably can take somebody like him. I don't know, why is he doing this?
What? She said, what?
Right. So she coming to her. I said, "I don't know how to do nothing, ma'am. I don't know how to do." And she tried to give me a 2-piece. And I go under, pick her up. I throw her on my shoulder. I said, "Where's your car?" She said, "Let me down. Where's your car?" It's over there. Yeah, let's go. I took her to her car, put her ass down there. Go ahead. We can't. Get your ass in the car and leave. What you doing? Now she had some, little to drink. And thank God I didn't.
Right.
Because she made, like, oh, I got a sister on my shoulder. So I'm like, take your ass on somewhere. All right, and they're like, well, you treat her like a little girl. You goddamn right. And I treat a dude like a little boy. They're acting a goddamn fool, but that's what they're acting like. So I don't have to hurt them. I had to keep that in my mind. This is a child. I don't want to sound like I'm too much ego, but it's the truth. It's a child in comparison to what I can do to them.
You will.
So go ahead on, right? And so, but when you're in a seat like that, just lower yourself. And a woman usually will be shorter than a man anyway. If you got some little short fella that's aggressing you, still don't get your ego. If you're a sister or a brother, they could be dangerous. Lower yourself. Boom. Now, say if it was a short person like 5'6", and they talking stuff to me, I can't get that low. That looks so obvious. So at that point, you're coming down with your headbutt. You got me? So you're here. Say, man, what's the problem? You still have your knees bent. What's the problem, dude? And then boom, just give it. You can grab him by the side of his body, boom, on the front, and give it to him. Now, one thing you can do too to stop a headbutt, he's coming there because this happened. Dude, aggressive, and then boom, they come forward, right? You just, hey, your fingertips right there. Hey, what's going on, dude? Don't worry, my fingertips, he may get mad. He's already mad. He's coming at you.
Right.
Hey, dude. The pads, don't use the tips of your fingers unless they're very strong. Use the pads of your fingers like this. Right. So now if he tries to headbutt, you step back and you stop that, right? You can drop your palms into him. He comes to headbutt. You stop, put your palms out. That stops him. Now I reach, and now I give it to him. Right. Okay.
Because that my instinct is going to be to grab him.
The exercise you all can do. I'm here. He goes. Boom, I stop it. Then I go. Boom, I don't go back.
And that momentum, you see the momentum.
And you don't even have to go back. You just go forward with yours. Boom, I stop. I go here. Boom. And then you do it to me. I go forward, you stop. You grab it. So I do that. I make so my arm can be, but you can still grab my arms, right? You grab my arm, now you boom, boom. If the arms are down, he's here, he has his arms down, so you know what's coming. You still grab his arm, pull him, boom, and headbutt him, right? So then so you go back and forth, right? You can work it that way. He could be coming in. He got his hands up, talking smack, boom, grab, boom, step. Right? That's the headbutt. He gets fed, and then I do it, and then he does it. So you can go back and forth with your partner like that. And then pull and headbutt. Boom. Right. And then we go back and forth. Okay. If the person's throwing a punch already, I can get outside that punch, pull, boom, headbutt. Okay. If the person throws a hook punch, I cover. I catch him in the collar tie, push down his head, come down, headbutt. Okay. Grab here so he can't turn his head. Headbutt. Boom. Right? Boom. Give it to him. Boom. Okay. Or look the other way. Boom. Depending on what's happening with you. Boom. You're going that way, knock him out the way, run, or whatever. Okay. So you can work those. Once again, that's the 2-piece. Give me the 2-piece. Give me that one first. Boom. Cover. Slam that down into his neck. Boom. Open your fingers. He's collar tied. Now you can stick him from there, right? Or if you're shorter, you can pull him into the headbutt right there. Okay, boom.
Nasty.
Right? He's headbutted there, boom. And then you can work other stuff. So you can add that to your repertoire. You should always add a headbutt to your repertoire.
I love Baba's story. Assistance.
I shall.
JMP's chat. Right.
Now there are certain martial arts that use a headbutt. People have mistakenly thought Muay Thai uses a headbutt. It does not.
No, that's
when you see them in Muay Thai using the headbutt, that actually comes from Lethwei. Mm-hmm. So Muay Thai is from Thailand. There's a Thai in there, right? Lethwei is from Myanmar, which used to be called Borneo.
They look similar. The fighters.
Very similar, except Muay Thai uses 8 points. It uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the feet 7, 8. Lethwei uses 9, the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the head is 9.
And they use that bad boy.
And they use it a lot, right? From clinching, they do use it from free, you know. So that's Lethwei, Lethwei. That's from Myanmar.
We ran over that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, have you seen the class?
So that's Myanmar when we talked about the 7 continents of martial arts, right? I don't know why it's not in Thai. I guess it's just not part of their culture. You will see it in African traditions, and usually because it's heavy with wrestling, it's quick. So you see it go in, boom, or they use the head in other ways, not just in Western wrestling, because it comes from African wrestling directly. If you didn't know, and they'll tell you that they use the head for different things. Mm-hmm. And when we're in class, I'm using my head to pass different things. So that big knuckle is used quite often. On the mat. Right. It's used quite often. All right. Just so you know. So that the head is very handy. That headbutt isn't just a slamming headbutt. It's to move his head off lines and do different stuff.
Control my arm.
I can put pressure on him to tire him out. Different stuff with that head. Right. Now we talk about the head is a whole head, but we're talking specifically about this here, the crest of the head. You're not doing a headbutt with your eye. That's in your head, but you're not doing that. That wouldn't make sense. Or your cheek or your nose.
I'm not doing that.
right.
What you want to do?
If you tell me you do that piece on me, nigga. If you tell me you do headbutts with your eye, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm not going to believe that.
Film it.
Right, you have to film it. And actually, no, don't just film it, because, AI can do all kinds of shit. CGI. Come to class and show me that one. And if you do it, I'll give you the class.
I know a couple people that headbutted me with their eye before.
Yeah, I know people that headbutted my fist and elbow and knee with their eye. Yes. Yeah. And it was devastating. All right, so any questions? It's been harder to share the channel when the name is Black Power Media with a period at the end. LOL. People will mistype. Period at the end.
Let's check that out.
I don't know what that means.
I was telling them it would really be easier and they get a lot more promotion if they just change the channel name to White Power Media. Yeah,
White Power Media. Yeah. They will get a lot of mugs.
We've been lobbying for that, but they just don't. They don't see my vision. They don't see my vision.
Now I will say, if we were White Power Media and look like this, it'd be a whole lot of mugs watching. There'd be some controversy.
They need to listen to me. I know how to get it popping on social media.
we get some people in the chat we weren't expecting and didn't want.
We get it popping on social media. They don't understand me. They don't understand my vision, y'all. But anyway. Appreciate it.
It'll be some folks that have been dealt with on Remix Morning Show. Tucker Carlson and all kinds of buzz. So let me see. Black Power Media without the period has 21 subscribers is what I mean. Black Power Media without the period.
So
there's somebody doing video Black Power Media without the period. I don't even know the period. We ain't got no period.
I don't know. Maybe it is on the YouTube channel. Maybe it's
that job is
Black Power Media.
I gotta pay attention to that because
we might need to buy the other guys out. I don't see the period on here, but I don't know.
Me either. Now I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, it is at Black Power Media with a dot at the right there. It's short. It's little, but you can see it.
Who is that? Instagram or something?
No, that's us. That's not us. That's this company on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, it's Black Power Media.
I gotta let them know. All right, thank you.
Good point. Good point.
They did that earlier, or maybe that's somebody else.
Yeah.
I'd like to now follow them and trace where they're going with their stuff.
Yeah, let's see who the other Black Power Media is. Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
LGHDR.
Yeah, you got their address, the home address, I'm just curious. I wouldn't do anything. I'm just curious if you had
great self-defense tips. I would join you if I was in your area. Thank you, Norman. We appreciate that. Bro.
Oh, it's not a Henderson too.
Yeah, we want a Henderson in the class. Well,
that's my next goal, to get a Henderson in the class.
Well, you know what's going to happen. We're going to have our online class coming to you. That's one of the things we're going to be launching this year.
Warrior class tour.
Yep. So we will be seeing you. Drop your cities and let us know.
I wanted to do a warrior class tour last year, but it wasn't time. People were still really, really afraid of meeting publicly. We wanted to, so we started meeting again.
Yeah, we were ahead of a lot of people.
What was it, 2021?
Yeah, people ain't want to really meet.
So
like that.
we were like, we did it online, and we're like, man, shit, we got. So African martial arts, one thing that's unique about them, you have to have somebody to work with. We don't have katas, we don't have.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, for the first time in my life, I'm getting stumped on what I'm going to teach next. I always can teach, but I got somebody else that I can work with. But I could easily work with one of my children,
But you're thinking about
I'm thinking about the other people. They ain't got nobody to work with.
Right.
So I'm like, oh man, this is bad. We're gonna have to go off the line. And so what I did was start working with weapons, tools. So at least we're learning how to use the tool, right? But that only can go so far with us, because if you pick up one tool, one melee tool, meaning it's a hand-to-hand tool, you know how to use all of them, to be honest. So that can only go so far. With new people, that can go forever. If I don't tell them, but I'm going to tell them. I tell them the truth. Because the wind has one name. So, and that means every block is a strike, every strike is a block. This angle here is this angle here, whether I use a knife, whether I use my fist, whether I use a slap, an elbow, it's the same angle. So you know the angle with one thing, but if I know this angle here with a knife, I can just change that into a hook. I know it's an elbow, it's a slap. I already know all these things. And once you learn that opens up a lot for you. So now you can improvise because you understand the angles that you're moving at and what those angles can do, what they mean, how you can move a person from those angles. Not just I'm doing an angle just to do an angle. What does it mean and what advantages is it giving you? With position, with power, all of that. That's important. So those things, even with the headbutt, right? If I had never seen, which would be all right, if I had never seen a headbutt in my life, I understand the angles that is hitting that, so I can teach on that headbutt. Okay. When you're working with the headbutt too, make sure if you're in a R stance or in a boxer stance with your heel raised, use that to push you forward when you're doing the headbutt, push you forward. You can take a step and then push forward. Okay. If you fight flat-footed, you can take a step, and then use your hip and your chest to push you forward. All right. So there's different approaches for that. if you're coming from the clinch, still always use your feet. If I got his hands to pull or to pull, don't just pull with the strength of your arms. Always use your feet because footwork drives all techniques. And that will be more powerful than just this.
Yes.
Okay.
Footwork drives.
So I'm snatching and I'm using my feet to get more power. Okay. Footwork drives all technique. You can name the technique. I don't care what it is. If you're doing that technique and you're not adding footwork to that, then that technique doesn't have the power it can have.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. From a kick to a knife to a pistol to whatever technique it is, footwork drives all technique and determines whether you have good technique, bad technique, strong technique, weak technique. It's in the feet, in the hips, because the hips and the feet, the hips drive the feet.
That's why I would say you can take African martial arts principles and put it to whatever you do and make it better.
Yes.
Because it's African principles.
That's
so
right.
wasting no part of the animal, things like that is just going to make whatever you do tighter.
I know a brother who took Honga Kung Fu, or was it Chorley Foot? I think it's Chorley Foot Kung Fu and Capoeira. Seems so odd. But he said, I'm teaching from the principles of your book. So I'm putting them together, teaching from the principles of your book. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, I won't bring you here to teach, a workshop or nothing, because that's just so odd to me. The philosophies are so different. Okay, not just philosophies. The mindset. When we talk about philosophy, we're talking about mindset, and that is so different. So, Chorley Foot, I can't really talk on it because I don't know it. Mm. All I know is I've seen it many times, and I've heard them talk about the applications. So I know it's so different, but I haven't experienced it, so I can't really talk on it like that. But I just, from seeing it and hearing instructors talk, I know it's so different. But there's a Chorley Foot instructor that I really have a lot of respect for.
Thank you, Eugene Mason. Said whatever we do is informative. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we tried.
Norman says
65 years of age with arthritis. Norman Henderson, okay. Lifts weights at home and still indulge in calisthenics in the park when it gets warm outside. And that's key. Yeah, that's key to work out. So for me,
lay off the dairy as much as possible in the starch.
Yes.
The arthritis in.
I have I'm 55. I have a new baby, right? She's 7 weeks old, and been going to the gym. She made me promise that in a dream. Because she came to, I'll be working, and she's worked us in the gym several times. And if I said she's going to be an athlete, she can do anything she wants. That's one of the things she's going to do as a career-wise, right? So she's been coming to me, have me work out, this and that, whether you believe in whatever you believe. But she's been coming to me in a dream and have me work out. But this is before she was born. So I knew she's going to be. So I made her a promise. She said, promise you're going to be working out. I made her a promise. I'm going to the gym. On my 55th birthday, I went and got a membership at the gym. So I've been going to the gym. Everything been fine, carrying her. Didn't go because, my wife has her business. She's dealing with that. She just getting back out from having the baby. She's out doing the stuff. And she normally drives me to the gym. I was like, I'll take an Uber or whatever I got to do to get to the gym. So she, for 4 days, I didn't go to the gym. I'm carrying the baby. I felt like my damn spine was going to collapse. I had back problems, if you all remember that. Mm-hmm. It's like they were trying to return. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, dear. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. That was Thursday. I couldn't take it no more. So, and I've been, training as far as class, but when you touch an iron, it's totally different. And if you're over 40, you should touch iron. So when I told I got to go to the gym, or I'm going to debilitate. My back's going to be right back the way it was, and you need me to help you with the baby. So we went to the gym yesterday. Right back feeling better. I was able to hold the baby. I'm dancing with it because I'm holding her. Now she only 7 weeks, but she know what she wants. So I'm holding her, and she's like antsy, and then she goes like push up on me. That's telling me to do this dance I do with her. So I'm doing, and then she calms down. And now I'd done it the day before. I did that for like a minute. I'm like, whoo, babe, I gotta sit down. My back is killing me. I'm just her mother's, in the shower the whole time, and she lingers in the shower forever. And so I'm, I did that with her for about 45 minutes, and then me and the wife started talking about. I got the baby still dancing, talking about socialism versus capitalism, right? So I'm talk for an hour before I realized, oops, I gotta go. So that quick, I'm getting back to being able to hold it that long, man. You gotta work out. That's my point to you. You have to work out. Don't say I'm old, I'm hurt, I got gout, got arthritis or arthritis, or whatever you want to call it. I got old timers. It's called Alzheimer's. Whatever it is you got, work out, and at least it'll help you some. Okay, it'll help you somewhat. You say, well, Alzheimer's, that's a psychological issue. Psychological issues are helped physically. Psychiatrist told me one time that the mind is made up of your brain, or your nervous system, which includes the brain, your endocrine system. Endocrine system is something else that's physical. It's made up of physical things. And so when people talk about, my mind, they'll grab here. Well, your brain and nervous system is part of it. But if I get him in a lock here, I want you to look at his shoulders. The shoulders went up. That's why I told you to look at his shoulders. I knew they were going to go up. They weren't just, you say, well, nothing happened to his shoulders. Something's going to happen because this physical pain affects, because it's his nervous system, it affects his brain, right? His brain tells him to defend against that, to raise his shoulder, which doesn't defend against it, but to raise his shoulder. That is going to happen. So if you understand that, we call it Ori. The African knew that before he did. Ori is the head. Yes, it's the head. We're talking about headbutts. The headbutt ain't just done with the head. The Ori is the head that drives that headbutt, right? The Ori Nu is the navel. Said push from the hip. Correct? That's Ori Nu. Ipori, the higher head, is the big toe. We said push with your foot. The headbutt is not just the head, it's all your heads. Ori, Ipori, Ori Nu, Ipori. I had to get a little deep on that one. But let you know. So when you're talking about 3 levels of head in African, you can in the African cultures, that's specifically from the Yoruba, you can talk about the headbutt. Represents it. This head can't work by itself. Same way, your head can't work by. If your head is working, it may be okay, but you got a sick gut, it doesn't work as well. Your mind has to have a good physiology, so you got to work out. In those 4 days, I didn't work out. My gut has gotten bigger. I've always dealt with the gut for decades now. But it's gotten bigger in 4 days. That means
don't take long.
It doesn't take long. Ankles start swelling. 4 days of not working out, man. But let's look at the other way. 1 day of working out, my back feels better. After 4 days of working out, I ain't gonna have no swollen ankles. That's the way to look at that.
Definitely. And
my stomach will have gone down. Watch the next class. I'm telling you.
Right. I see.
So, Siapu salute to the army, People's Army, that is. Salute, comrade. That's Kalanji on there. I talked about you earlier.
Yeah,
about you knocking the stick out of my hand. That's the only time I've had the stick knocked out of my hand in about 30 years.
Sometimes a tool has left his hand,
Man.
unbeknownst to him.
Unbeknownst to me. Unless I'm really slick. Like, let me, what you want? Let me pull my pistol. Where's my pistol? Shit, that is really.
Kalonji, they said that somebody got the Black Power media without the dot.
Yeah. So there, not just say it's there. Yeah. There's a Black Power media
on YouTube,
and it ends with a dot.
No, ours ends with a dot.
Oh, ours ends that one doesn't.
That one doesn't. So it says it's kind of hard to show.
And it only has 12 followers. So somebody, I don't know, somebody's done a. Oh, he said, about knocking it out of my hand. But somebody's made like a clone.
Yeah, it's another site. Black Power Media.
Black Power Media has got 12 subscribers.
It's without the dot. So I'm petitioning for us to come to change the name to White Power Media. I think we'll get more followers.
This dude here.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm teaching on Headbutt. If you want me to headbutt a comrade, I can really demonstrate that live. But anyway, so you learned about Ori and how that deals with the headbutt, of course, right? It is the definition of what the 3 levels of head are. If you watch my interview with Jared, I talked about 3 levels of head. He asked me what I would teach to students if I was at a college setting and I couldn't teach the martial art, the physical martial art part. I said I would teach you on the 3 levels of head. Because that in itself, you're teaching the martial art. If people understand. Okay. So if I have him, there's a certain part of his body I can take offline. I have more control, right? I can take another part. So the 3 levels of head, if I take them offline, he goes to the ground. And now if I take his toe right now, he will go to the ground. If I want to get past him, he's here. I want to get past him to get his back. You give up your back, you become an ancestor, right? I have to get past his head. I got to get past his elbows, which are in line with his navel. If you put your elbows up, they're a little bit above your navel. That's Ori Nu, excuse me. I got to get past his hip, which controls that foot, which is Ipori. That is, Baba didn't make that up. Europe have been dealing with that for centuries.
That's that same face when you caught my fist. I just caught myself making it.
For thousands of years, they've been dealing with that, the levels of the head, and what that means in all situations, right? Because they say everything got a head. Well, that lets you know by saying everything got a head, what does that mean? So the house, the whatever you got, everything has a head. Now your shoe ain't got a head, okay? But what it means is the Ori applies to everything. And if you meet an opponent or a partner or whoever, and they don't have a head, they're dead.
Mentally, physically.
They can be, if they don't have, if they mentally are jacked up, their head's not there. If their head's not in their situation, in their relationship with you, you don't have that person with you. That person's dead to you as far as a relationship. You understand? Can they be resurrected? Maybe.
I think my favorite, without physical martial arts, would be the principles. Our principles. And
principles apply to everything.
I think that's a good way to. You don't have to show any martial arts, but if you go through the principles, you can get a better understanding of self-defense, self-protection.
And if you understand the principles, it's 15 principles, then you understand the head.
You will? That's right.
Because all those principles, once you know them and know how to apply them, then you're applying your own Ori. And when I say Ori, I'm always doing this because it's 3 levels of your head. Okay. Lose any of those levels, you're ineffective. Lose all 3 of those levels, you're absolutely physically dead.
You're an ancestor.
You are an ancestor. I don't even know that because ancestors have Ori.
Good point.
So anyway, that's getting deeper than I intended to. One day we'll just do the deep episode, and we just talk a deep concept. Probably have to do some mushrooms and weed and all kinds of shit. Then we just get deep with y'all. No, I'm just messing with you. So if there's no questions, we're going to end here. Really, we could have ended before an hour because Headbutt is that simple.
Right.
It's that simple. It's easy to do. Now you just got to put the work in to practice it.
Just because it's simple don't mean just because you watch the class now you good. You
Right,
got to train it. You got to train it and train it and train it and train it.
And you can do it on, I don't know if everybody got a Bob. Can you bring Bob over?
Yeah.
You can kind of see Bob in the corner. Everybody may not have a Bob.
You can get you a bag.
You can get you a bag, a striking pad. You can get you a pillow. Well, get to have whoever, loved one or whatever, hold the pillow. Mm-hmm. Make sure they brace themselves, and you use a headbutt. Now, don't try to go ram through and hit them. You ain't trying to hurt nobody. But from here, boom, right? Give them and that's not hurting me at all. So chin tuck, slightly off line, slam it into it, lower yourself up, or just come straight forward or down if you were lower. I can't pull Bob down too much. Bob, that damn strong. But do not hit to the forehead with your head. Hit to the nose, hit to the cheek, behind the ear, my favorite, or to the ear, to the solar plexus, depending on your height. Okay. Don't hit to the elbow. Don't hit to the fist with your head.
Don't headbutt the knife out of his hand.
Don't please don't. Please don't. Don't headbutt, kick, punch, or slap the knife out of his hand. Please don't. Don't do that. Okay. So what I do against the knife then? Cut it. Use a knife yourself. Or use a stick to hit that hand. But don't use your head.
Or go the opposite way of where the knife is.
Or use your hand. Oh, yeah. So 2 ways to deal with anything. They include any attack. Either get your fists up. Either I'm really close, so I don't have to worry about his punches, right? Or I'm really far, so he throws a punch and I'm far. Well, if I'm far like this and I can't reach him either, then this ain't a fight. I'm out of here. This ain't a fight. No, this ain't an attack. He's too far. I said, this fool's trying to punch me from here. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna keep my eye on him. I'm just gonna walk away, right? But if he follows, I can't. This is the danger zone. If I get where he can hit me, especially if he got long arms, I can't hit him. I can, so I'm pulling my arm back. Mm-hmm. That's the danger zone, right? That's the thing. I don't want to be in this. So he's following me. I can't run. So now I have to get close. And if you're gonna be that close, well, it's elbows, knees, and headbutt. Okay, add that headbutt to your repertoire. Otherwise, you got these your elbows and knees. You ain't fully using your head. Use your head. Boom! Right? In more ways than one, literally and figuratively. Okay? All right. So, we will catch y'all next week. Don't know what we're going to be doing next. We will know in a few days. And I don't know why I'm looking like golden. I'm like the golden child. Like the golden child here. But we'll know in a few days what we're going to do. Normally, I post on Thursday what the show is going to be. But Belay's been complaining. So we need to know beforehand, so we can do, we got more time to do research and stuff like that. So I'll give it to them. I'm going to try. Give it to y'all on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we'll post what the show is going to be. And until then, stay black, or whatever it is that you may be. Be safe out here, in your house, or whatever it is, wherever you may be.
Bars.
And we love y'all. Peace.
Oh, yeah, the fight too tonight.
Stay strong on
the
that.
Fight if you see the fight.
Who?
The fight. You got what's his name? tonight fighting. Ain't they fighting tonight?
Who?
The dude with the braids, Javante Davis and Tank Davis against not Earl Spence, but the Puerto Rican dude, young boy with the hands. They fight tonight. I seen the link.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think so. All right, y'all be safe.
All right, Dominique says she'll be back next week. Peace. All right, peace, everybody.
Y'all be safe. Yeah, I think they fight tonight.